minutes, right? Watch.
As soon as we go live.
Gringos in the house, straight out of Hialeah, no doubt. East 10th Street, where we play out. Here we bring the Miami crowd. Alex, the boy with the D. Step into rhythm, feel the heat. Street vibes mixing with the Latin tree. In our flow, the two worlds meet. East 10th Street boys bring the party. Bring the noise from Hialeah with some joy.
Drink water like that.
Well, I'm telling you, bro. I'm focused, bro. I'm focused, man. Yeah, inside out.
You don't know who I am by now. I say,
You identify as.
you know, hey. When Alex takes a shower, the dude goes for 3 hours. I mean, it's like, you know he's going to be gone for a while. You have time. Do whatever you're going to do. Go grocery shopping. Go eat dinner.
Night, Latin spice and neon lights.
Good evening, Miami, and welcome to another edition of East Century Boys. Miami, wherever you are. Could be in Miami, could be in Texas, could be in Canada, wherever. We appreciate you tuning in. Welcome to another edition of East Century Boys, straight out of Hialeah here on FTSN. I'm Bobby Gringo, joined always by my brother, Alex the Boy, waiting for the airplane to fly over.
It went over.
Did it? You see?
There's no way humanly possible that we can start a show without the plane coming over. Never.
Soon we'll get the crickets, and then we'll get the dog.
Yeah,
We just have it all.
It's part of the whole package.
That's right. We're doing this on a Sunday. We usually do it on Thursdays, but you were working with me on that day because you knew.
Yes, sir.
I was, everybody knows deal with headaches and migraines and all that whatnot. So I said, "Hey, you mind if we just take the day?" You're like, "Sure." So we're here, good to go. You just got done hanging with the family. I got just done hanging with the family. Went to church, did my thing. Now we're here talking Dolphins, Heat, Marlins, Miami, all of the above. Before we get into that, how are you doing, brother?
I'm doing well, buddy. I have a bottle of Tylenol for you just in case. We got a little migraine mid show. We can just pop it on and get all Tylenol up. But I'm doing good, man. It was a good week. Excited for tomorrow and excited for what this week's. So how you doing, man? How you feeling?
I'm doing. I'm all right. I'm doing good.
I like that. I'm that saying.
I don't know.
I'm doing.
Yeah,
I'm
doing. I'm okay. I'm doing good. Of course, as soon as the show starts, people want to try to go behind me. And can you not hear me? Is it you? I can't hear you no more. I don't hear you at all. Are you talking? If you're watching, let us know which one's muted. Because at first I heard static with Alex, and now he's saying he can't hear me. So we'll see who it is. You can hear me? No, I can't hear you whatsoever. Okay, I could see the sign language. It's like, no, we can't hear you. Why don't you get out and come back in? Get out and come back in. Get out and come back in. You can hear me. Thank you, Elwood. Thank you. You don't hear Alex? Get the fuck get out. Let's just kick him out. Maybe he'll we'll wait for Alex to come back in, and we'll go here. Let's figure this damn thing out. And we'll wait that. But anyway, as we wait for Alex to fix his audio, of course, as soon as we go live, we start to pop out. Start to have issues there. But as we wait for Alex to pop back in, there he is.
I'm good. Can you hear me?
We hear you good now.
Perfect.
I hear you. I hear you good now.
All good.
It's that Hialeah internet, boy. I tell you, Daniel. What's up, Daniel?
It's crazy.
So, it's been sort of a quiet week, in terms of at least Dolphins. And as we get closer, we're 7 Sundays now away from the start of the regular season. I'm very excited about that. Had a great show on Saturday on Finn's Talk Today with Fish Tank Hank and Finn Sammy of Finn's TV. Very excited. We got to talk about, what would you rather, or who would you rather. And today we're going to talk about breakout candidates for this season, and I see some really good names already in there. Storm Duck, Jason Marshall from Elwood, Jaylen Wright, Grayson Murphy, Malik Washington from Daniel. Love that. Daniel has some really good ones in there, and I think Jaylen Wright is one of the big ones for me. Obviously, Malik Washington as well. So we're going to get into all that. We're also going to talk some Miami Heat, the summer league. Golden looking really good, looking golden for Miami in that. It wasn't a buzzer beater, but it was pretty close. And of course, how about them Marlins, the Miami Marlins? Something that we talked about it on the show a couple weeks back and asked Russ Morgan, our host of the On Deck Baseball podcast, and shout out to Russ and the work he did on draft day for baseball, for the Major League Baseball draft. He was on for 3.5 some odd hours talking baseball and was able to highlight some of the Marlins picks. But how about oh my goodness, I'm losing his name, Alex. I just said his name before the show. Kyle Stowers, what he's been able to do.
Stowers powers.
My goodness, dude. What, 27 home runs? He had 3 the other day, 2 yesterday. My goodness, Will, with 305 Sports Now in the house. What's up, my man? So a lot to talk about. But, getting into the Dolphins season, what I would like to do before we get rolling is what I was able to do with Hank and Sammy the other day, Alex. And let me pull this up. I'm going to ask you these questions because I answered them already, but I think this would be a fun little practice, and then we'll get into who we think are our breakout candidates for this season.
All right.
Like I said, on the last episode of Finn's Talk Today, Hank and Sammy and we did Who Would You Rather? And which is for the Dolphin season. And, because obviously we'd want everybody to have an amazing year and all this whatnot.
Correct.
But, with this game, it kind of challenges you with, if you can only have one or the other. So I'm going to pull this up and then we'll ride this out. Give me a second here. All right. We'll wait this out as Alex talks with his son. As and then hello. It's all good. And then all right, so we'll roll this out. And those who didn't watch on Saturday, please participate. Let us know your answers, and then we'll go ahead and, as Daniel's put his in there already, and I think those are some great names. We're going to get into that. But for Alex, sure. So let's go ahead and start this quick and easy here for you. So you can only have one or the other, okay? And so would you rather Jalen Phillips or Bradley and Bradley Chubb to stay healthy a whole season? Or would you rather Chop Robinson to have over 15 sacks?
Oh, the first one, for sure.
Health.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm with you. That's exactly. We all said the same thing. Health. That's most important. Who doesn't want Chop Robinson to have 15 sacks, right? We all do. But what's more important to the team? All your best guys available to you. So if Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips, Chop Robinson all healthy for you on that D-line, rather have that all day. Would you rather Tyreek Hill have 2,000 yards receiving, or would you rather Devon Achane have over 1,500 yards rushing?
Shit, that goes hand in hand with, oh man. I'm going to go Devon Achane, 1,500 yards rushing, because if he's having that means that our passing game is also blowing the top off the defense. So I'm going to go with the latter.
I'm with you. So I said the same thing. I'm right with you. Russ came in at the right time. It was kind of funny. He was highlighting some of the team as top options for picks, and only one I got right was the Marlins.
He did. Yeah. That was pretty cool. He was spot on.
That's awesome, man. Russ knows his stuff, man. Russ knows his stuff. Anyway, Kenneth Grant, Jason Marshall, Ollie Gordon, Jonas Savanea. Who would you rather have the strongest season out of all the rookies? Or is there another rookie not mentioned that you think you would like to have the strongest season?
Well, I think in order for us to be successful, I believe the one that needs to have the strongest season is Savanea.
Okay.
Because that's part of the core of protecting Tua, elongating that pocket for him. Obviously helping us with our running attack as well. So I think if there's a must, I believe it's him.
So that's the popular answer. That was the answer for both the guys, Sammy and Fish Tank. And I actually went another route. And I love Savanea. That was my number one offensive lineman. So obviously would be great, right? Kenneth Grant right there as well. Would that be great for him to be successful? But I'm going
Did
to
you go
say
Marshall
Jason.
Jr.?
I'm going Jason Marshall. Yeah, because you look at this roster. What are you more concerned with? That
Yeah,
secondary. I would think it would be really good at the end of this year. Go, man, we hit a freaking gem with
yeah,
Jason Marshall. We thought we had nobody in the cornerback room. We're talking about guys on the street right now, free agents. We're not talking about our guys in the building. We don't have no faith right now in our secondary, especially when it comes to our corners. Wouldn't it be great by the end of the season? We're going, damn, we got somebody in Jason Marshall. Same could be said for Cam Smith. We're talking about rookies. I'd love to say that about Jason Marshall at the end of the year. I believe in Ollie Gordon. I believe in Savannah and Kenneth Grant. I'm not so sure on Jason Marshall. So I would love to see Jason Marshall have the strongest year. That would be great to see. Would you rather Jaylen Waddle have 10 plus touchdowns or Cam Smith to have 6 plus interceptions?
Cam Smith, 6+ interceptions.
Right there's the same thing with Jason Marshall, right? Again, I know what I have in Jaylen Waddle. I
Yeah,
know his potential. I know his ceiling. I've seen what he is when he's great. The same thing with Jason Marshall. I have no doubt about any of those other guys, but I have doubts on Jason Marshall. I want him to have the strongest year. I have no doubt on Jaylen Waddle. I have doubts on Cam Smith. So if I'm going to have to pick, I would love to be at the end of this year going, damn, dude, Cam Smith had 6 INTs this year, 8 INTs. That would be a great thing to say. So I'm going with Cam Smith. Would you rather have Darren Waller catch for 800 yards or Jaylen Wright, our running back, to have 800 yards rushing?
Oh man, um, I'm gonna go with Jaylen Wright because if I got Jaylen Wright with 800, I got a chain with 1500. That means that we're a pretty balanced offense. That might be that our rushing attack is unstoppable, which I think it is. It's all. I know the parts are the whole is grander than each individual part, but I believe that the running game this year is going to lead us offensively. So I'm going to go with Jaylen Wright, 800
There
yards
you go.
rushing.
There you go. All right. Would you rather have Tua throw for 4,500 yards, or would you rather him throw for 35 touchdowns?
35 touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see,
Yeah.
we were pretty much on. We're pretty
Hey,
much on par. Because again, 4,500 yards is really nice, but if you ain't scoring it, don't mean a damn thing. You score
exactly.
those touchdowns.
Exactly.
So, and okay. In the case of Tua going down to injury,
Hmm.
would you rather have Zach Wilson or Quinn Ewers come in?
I'd rather have Zach Wilson. There's an experience factor there. This is more of his offensive as well, and there's a reason they paid him to be the backup quarterback. And I do believe in the youth in him. I do believe in his capabilities within this offense. And he seems to be he seems to be the prototypical quarterback that can run this offense for Mike McDaniel if Tua goes down, which is something that we lacked before. Our backups before ran a different offense per se. They weren't. Especially they weren't essential in this offense or they weren't catered to for this offense. I think he's the perfect backup in that situation while still young and being hungry and trying having something to prove. But I would rather have him.
All right. Would you rather have McDaniel call plays or pass them off to someone else?
For now, if I feel that it's the last part of his evolution. This might be his last year that he does have play calling duties if we fail. But I'd rather him have it because I feel that at this point he's worked on it for so long that it could be a full circle moment now where he has all areas of the offense in comp. And you can't take that, in my opinion, if that's what he's good at, like an Andy Reid type, we have to let him mature. He's still a young coach, super young coach. He's going to make mistakes. Hopefully, he learns from it. But the first couple of games to me will be telling how he calls games and how he adapts in season as the defenses start adapting to him as well.
So yeah, I would say if you're telling me at the end, before the start of the off season and before we got into I would say pass him off to someone else. But since we're already at the start of the season, keep it. He could be coaching for his job right now. Let him keep it for now. And if by the mid-season point, if the Dolphins are crap in the bed, and that might be his last hurrah where he passes it off and hopes that saves his job. Keep it for now. Pass it off later. That's where I'm at right now with him. Elwood, I'm with you. Zach Wilson, if it's a game or two. If we're winning games at that point and it's, we're trying to keep it, Zach Wilson. If it's a longer term situation, Tua is out for maybe the whole season at that point, heaven forbid. At that point, then you're like, more than likely the season's over. Give it to Quinn Ewers and see what you have in him. He's younger. Get to see what you have. Decide if you're going to move on for the future or go another direction. If the season flops, you can only have one. Who would you rather return, Mike McDaniel or Chris Greer?
Neither. But
You have to have one. I know neither. I'm with you. Neither. I'm the same way. Neither.
McDaniel.
You would have McDaniel return.
Correct.
So that's where I'm at as well. First off, I'm with you. You get rid of one, you got to get rid of the other. 100%.
Yeah. If you're gonna do it, you got to do it.
You got to do it. Just clean house and start. But the latter or the other option to that best case scenario would be fire Chris Greer, bring in a GM, let him decide
Correct.
McDaniel's future from that point, and then go from there. If Mike McDaniel is let go, if that ends up happening, right? Worst case scenario, let's say it's midseason, who would you rather have as interim head coach? Obvious answer is Anthony Weaver, right?
For sure.
But you got Frank Smith, Darrell Bevel, or is there someone else that you'd push up on that spot? For instance, Sammy brought up Embry, the tight ends coach, and I think he's assistant head coach, which is an interesting name. But would you go with Anthony Weaver or would you go to one of the other guys?
I go straight to Anthony Weaver because I believe in Anthony Weaver, and if there's a change down the line, it could be a situation where he gets the interim job and then he becomes a permanent head coach. That's how good I see him in his future. He's gonna be a head coach one day in this league. So I will go with Weaver.
All right. So let's go ahead and move on from that. We talked about that on Saturday. Thought I'd bring that up now because I thought it would be something good to kind of get us rolling here.
Yeah. And Elwood, actually, to tackle that point, McDaniel's inherited Tua. I would even go to say that McDaniel's probably got the job because of how he would explain, he would use Tua and facilitate Tua and obviously make Tua, basically tailor the offense for Tua's talents. So I think that goes hand in hand.
Absolutely. And let me just say too, as we move on here, as we get closer to the season, we get closer to the Miami Dolphins season here, how excited we are not just as fans, but as the network. We made a couple announcements yesterday. We made one, and then they made another this morning that kind of coincides with that. But we are partnering with our friends on Fins TV, Fins Sammy, and we will be bringing Fins TV Plus to FTSN. They are expanding, branching over, bringing Fins TV to FTSN, Fins TV Plus, premiering in September on Thursday, September 4th. Sammy will be coming on here and with his partner Chris, and we will go ahead and do game previews. They'll have rival fan interviews, awesome Fins content. I'm very excited about welcoming those guys and the Fins TV guys over doing that. They'll still have Fins TV, and it's still growing, and they're kicking ass over there. They'll have their premiere show on Tuesday night this week, so make sure you go over and subscribe to Fins TV. Great panel show, but Sammy is an amazing guy. Excited to be working with him and for him to come on over to FTSN and to bring Fins TV Plus on over. And also, we like him so much that he'll be a part of the Dolphins pregame crew here on FTSN on Sunday mornings and on game days, whether that's prime time or whatever. Will be live. Me, Finstanza, coming back for our third season, and Sammy joining us on season 3 of the Dolphins pregame show here on FTSN.
You got yourself looking like a head coach in that picture. You're just walking through the field, like those pregame walks to the field.
Yeah, I was throwing the ball.
I see what you're looking for. I see that.
Yeah, it's been a little bit.
That, man.
Yeah, man. It's one of my favorite pictures. My kid took that one. I was like, I'll have to keep that picture. So there you go. So
very nice.
Very excited. So make sure you guys, if you haven't yet, you're watching, hit that. What's up, Josh? Yeah, that oxygen. About to throw that thing over. Hell yeah,
Uncle Rico. People don't even know. I wonder how many people don't get that reference. Uncle Rico.
So sticking with Miami, we with all the popular names, we know we're talking Tyreek, we're talking Waddle, Achane, Tua, etc. But what players are we not talking about, or players that are kind of taking a back seat that could have a breakout season for the Miami Dolphins next year? Let me go ahead and highlight what let's see here. Daniel brought up earlier. I'll make sure I bring that up. Some names, because Jaylen Wright, when I was thinking about this, Jaylen Wright and Malik Washington were the two names that came at the forefront, right? We all have, high expectations for White's potential, what he can do for Miami. Ollie Gordon is right there as well, but Ollie Gordon's a rookie. So Jaylen Wright, because he didn't do too much last year because he didn't really have that opportunity, but he does have a lot riding on him this year with hopes and expectations, especially with the way he's been talking and the way he's been looking in camp as in the offseason. So, yeah, he's definitely in that category of a player who could have a breakout year next season as we're coming up on it. Malik Washington, there's a lot of talk on him. He's right now sitting behind Waddle and Hill, and the Dolphins did sign Nick Westbrook from Tennessee, who could be a breakout player for Miami. But Malik Washington and him will be competing for that third spot, and man, Malik is right there. I love that name, Grayson Murphy, Daniel. UCLA edge rusher. Again, if Jalen Phillips has not stayed healthy the last 2 years, Bradley Chubb is a question mark. We don't know how he's going to look. Either one of those guys or both those guys go down, Grayson Murphy might find himself in a prominent role on this defense, and could be surprising a few people. I was surprised he was an undrafted free agent. So to bring him in when we were able to bring him on, if he gets a good opportunity, he is definitely one of those guys who could be a breakout star or a breakout player for Miami. And then the tight end, Conyers. Miami went and got Darren Waller out of the retirement home. His rap career, they brought him out. Hey, man, we need a tight end. Let's go ahead and get a guy. They bring him in. We don't know what he's going to be or what he's going to do. Julian Hill, what do we know? I don't know. But Conyers, could he take the ball and run with it? No pun intended. He could. We don't know anything on him. So he could absolutely be a breakout player for Miami going into next year. The ones that you would like to be breakout players, absolutely Cam Smith. I would love for him to have a breakout season next year. Storm Duck, obviously, especially with that secondary. And man, what an opportunity those guys have to they don't have those guys in front of them that are going to kind of not hold them down, but they're going to have to sit behind because they don't have the resume that the other guys do. But now they're going to have an opportunity to play with a D-line that is high potential. Kenneth Grant, Zach Sealer, Chop, Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips. That D-line itself could do a lot of wonders for a secondary that's a little immature, too young in the boots. It might actually help them. So all those names are great, but those, like Elwood has put in there, Storm Duck, Jason Marshall, Cam Smith, those are guys that you would love to have breakout years. Alex, any of those names stand out to you, or is there a name I'm not mentioning that could be a breakout player for Miami?
Well, I'm gonna go back to the O line in regards to Patrick Paul. I think he has the potential. Obviously, he does have the physical potential, and I think he also has the collective potential to be an essential key. And you consider it a breakout year because he might have a solid year that we might not consider to be a breakthrough year. But my thing is, if Tua sacks are minimized, if Tua's pressure is minimized, obviously the offensive line did a great job. But with him alone, not only his physical tools, having a mentor like Teron Armstead to learn from, to soak up all the information and the knowledge in game, behind the scenes. I think now he's in a state of mind where he's learned the position, and now he's just gonna let his body do the work. That's one candidate for me. Another candidate that I see that has endless potential is Malik Washington. I know there's some undrafted free agents that we signed, like Armstrong at the receiver. I hope we do keep him. I know I can't pronounce his name. The one that we signed from the Titans, which is our big body receiver.
Nick Westbrook.
Okay, yeah. There you go. Those are it, and obviously, and to stay on the offensive side, I think Jaylen Wright in this game with a chain. I know he's going to outperform, so I'm not really going to cut a breakout year because I expect he's probably going to be top 3, top 5 in PPR leagues as a fantasy option. So I know what's expected of him. So it's not really, to me, I wouldn't consider a breakout year. Now, Jaylen Wright, the way he's used in this offense, I think has the capability to be the biggest offensive breaking point. And without discounting Ollie Gordon is going to make he's going to make a case for a breakout year, just like kind of Jaylen Wright did. But up to where are we going to use him? That's another thing. Because I see that McDaniel sometimes, in certain aspects, with rookies, he's been very hesitant. Because even last year, when we saw him incorporate Jaylen Wright, we all asked ourselves, why is he not playing? Maybe there was something that we missed. Maybe there was blocks that he was missing. Maybe reads that he was missing. But when we saw him perform, we all collectively as fans asked ourselves, why is Jaylen Wright not playing more? So I don't know if that's going to be the case with Ollie Gordon, but it could be. I'm going to make one case for defensive. I'm going to say I'm gonna hold back, but I think I'm gonna go with Cam Smith. I think there's some unrealized potential there. It's a make or break situation, and it's one of those situations that it all depends on who. If we even sign Asante Samuel Jr., it's gonna come down to playing time, in-camp competition. If he gets beat out by another player, that's gonna be very telling. But I think he has the possibility of being a breakout, given the opportunity that he's gonna have this year. So those are my candidates. I'm pretty sure there's a few that I'm missing right on top of my head, but those are the ones that kind of stick out in positions because we got Fitzpatrick. It's not a breakout position. I'm just happy we were able to get him in return. I know we signed Gay Jr. and the linebacking core, so he's gonna be in effect. Oh, and I'm gonna go with a rookie, our D tackle, Jordan Phillips, right?
Yeah,
is it Jordan Phillips?
Yeah. Jordan Phillips, Zeke Biggers. Those are two of them.
I'm gonna go with Jordan Phillips as well because he's just a run stopper, man. Wow.
So
that's my list.
No, I think you're right on the money with Patrick Paul. Be one of those guys, could be a breakout player for Miami because if you're going to talk about Jonah Savannah being the most important rookie or the most the one that had the most impactful season, you'd want Patrick Paul to have that breakout season to be that star at left tackle because that would mean Miami made the right decision and got the right guy. Cap, what's up, Cap? Absolutely right. Talking about tight ends, the Seattle Seahawks released Noah Fant today. So might be an option maybe for Miami, but Miami again, no corners signed yet, and they definitely need it. Elwood says Jason Marshall Jr. covered the best wide receiver in the SEC in the wrong scheme for his whole college career. He will be better under Weaver. That's awesome, Elwood. And I do want to say, first off, with Finn's TV Plus, it will be Finn, Sammy, and Eddie on there from Finn's TV. And we got to say Chris earlier mixed up that name, but it's Eddie. Cheput, who will be on there. So very excited about both those guys popping in on FTSN.
Bobby, would you say Marshall Jr. right now is considered one of our starting cornerbacks? Or who'd you have in front of him right now? Obviously, I know Storm Duck is probably Storm Duck our top cornerback right now? Cater Kohu. Okay, that's true.
Cam Smith, and Cater Kohu.
That will be your starters right now off the bat.
Well, I think that's again. I don't feel any confidence saying that. I mean,
I saw it.
Cam Smith would have to be because you drafted him. As high as you did, you got to put him in that spot, and that's what kind of Chris Greer brought up. If he's not your starter, then that was a waste of a pick. He better be your starter. So yeah, I think right now it would be Cam Smith, Cater Kohu, and then Jason Marshall. But I think I don't think any of those guys you could say for sure is your starters.
They're your starters.
I can't wait for training camp. I can't wait for preseason. I want to see.
I'm intrigued.
That's what I'm gonna be watching back there is the secondary.
I'm intrigued. I compared a lot, Bobby, to Buffalo last year. I think Buffalo's defense surprised a lot of people because they lost a lot of big name veteran players.
Yeah.
And per se, I mean, outside of Buffalo, maybe it was just us because in Buffalo, maybe they know their defense. But when I saw their defense performing, I was really surprised because I didn't know. I mean, like I said, ignorant to us, maybe known to them locally, but I thought they surprised a lot of people because there was no name realistically on the defensive end, and they outperformed their expectations. So I'm intrigued by what we have, and I think having a strong front seven actually helps us out as well. In that regards, I wouldn't be so nervous if I didn't see the defensive line that we have right now.
No, absolutely. Yeah, and that's my thing. That's what kind of is like, I don't want to say the saving grace, but what kind of gives me a little like calms my nerves is what I'm projecting with that D line and what they could be able to do with pressuring the quarterback, maybe forcing some mistakes, and of course those young secondary would be would make right by coming off with those mistakes, and coming away with some big plays. Daniel's right on the money. The secondary is going to be the most watched position this summer. Absolutely. And it should. I think we'll pick up a corner after training camp from another team's cut. Craig, I hope so. I mean, but would best case scenario would be Miami would not need to do that. If Miami, ends up saying like training camp and preseason, we go, damn, man, these young corners, they're really showing up and showing out. I would feel a lot better than that than having to pick up somebody off the street and who might not really move the needle for us. I don't think I really feel that way. I don't think there's any one guy Miami could sign right now off free agency that's really, he might be a better option. He might be a better player than what we got. But does he really move the needle? Do we really want to waste funds on a guy that does not move the needle? Or would we rather just let our young guys play and see what we got in them? Do they grow into that role? There are going to be some growing pains, and we don't want to deal with that this season. But maybe with that position, we could afford it with that D line. Let them live off the growing pains. Let's see, maybe by the second half of the season, somebody steps up. Cam Smith starts making some plays. Storm Duck, Jason Marshall. Then we're feeling pretty good about it. I don't know. I just feel like at this point in time, I don't know. I don't know if there's one guy. I mean, well, as soon as when a guy's signed, right, Asante Samuel Jr. will be like, oh, awesome. But is he really going to move the needle?
That's the thing.
That's the problem.
At what point do you become I'm not saying he's not talented. I know he's a little older, but at what point do you become just a name?
That's my thing. It's just we're to sign him just for the sake of signing him. Does he? That's my problem. Like if it's a guy, like if you're making a trade for a player, right? A decent starter in the league, that's a different story. But if you're going to sign a guy off the street who's not signing with anybody else, just to sign him so fans could be happy, or you just say, oh, we did it. Don't do it. I'd rather just stay with our young guys and roll out. I'm not saying we're going to be better off. I'm just saying let's just do the growing pains and just deal with it. F it. We don't need someone else's reject. Roll with the kids. That's what Elwood says. There you go. Elwood, right on the money, man. I'm with you. Moving on. So very quick. It's on my mind. I want to say this. I'm going to ask for my phone back in a second because I'm going to run a roster by you, Alex, very quick. Because I'm in the middle of two different drafts as Alex disappears on us. It's at Highly Internet. And forgive that one side of the room. Green screen can only go that far. We're doing a reorganization here. There he goes. Cheap ass internet he has there, and Doral just falls out.
No, actually, I had the audio issue again, so I'm like, let me get out quickly and then come right back in.
Oh, okay.
You just cut off automatic. I'm like, oh man, I'm not hearing everything he's saying.
Oh, it might be the headphones. Those headphones really bite the dust for me. Those ones there, those type of ones that you have in your ears. But just let me know beforehand, so that way the screen doesn't cut. But anyway, I'm into two drafts right now, Alex. I am the one's been for a few days, and the other one. Hold on one second. Sorry. Audrey was here looking at my phone, so she heard me say I'm going to use my phone in a second. So anyway, I am doing, of course, fantasy football with Fantasy Now Plus. They got two drafts running right now. Fantasy Now Plus is our fantasy sports show here on FTSN and FTSN Extra. Those guys kill it. They got like 7 shows for 7 days a week. They're killing it. They got a website. They got all these fantasy leagues, charity leagues. So I'm doing the fantasy football fantasy football draft right now. It's like 8 hours a pick, Alex. You have 8 hours to make your draft pick. So some guys, they'll take all day, and it's like, my God, just make the pick. But I'm also they put me in a dynasty league for basketball. They said, we're going into basketball. Would you want to do that? I said, sure, I'll do it. It's dynasty. But I just didn't realize that one day that was going on. I was preparing for a show, and I got the draft pick. So I got one more pick left. Finally, we're at the end here. So I'm going to read you off my picks. And I want to get your live reaction off that, okay?
All right, cool, man. Cool.
So
have you made your final pick or no?
No, I'm about to, and I have my guy on standby because Dynasty is I never knew about it because I remember when I was bringing on, it was Once Upon a Sunday. It was called the Fantasy Football Show before they became Fantasy Now Plus. I was talking to Josh Kimmel, who's my tag team partner in No Holds Barred Wrestling. Awesome dude. I love doing the show with him, and does everything from sports to fantasy and everything else. But he said, "Hey man, can we? Would you be interested in bringing the fantasy football show on?" I said, "Absolutely." So we're going to start at the season because it was midpoint of the off season. No, dude, I'll start tomorrow, whatever it was. Like, why? There's nothing going on. He's like, no, dude, you don't get it. Dynasty. And I'm like, what's Dynasty?
Yeah.
And so this is like not lifelong thing, but this is your team, right?
Yeah.
So
it's more GM like. You feel more like a GM like because you're tied down to your player.
I'm tied down to my player. So this is the way I did it. I saw them going after guys that could be gone. I did go after one guy that's probably going to be gone sooner rather than later. But I was like, hey, when he's on the court, and he's one of the better players. So I'm going to read off these names. So when I was thinking about that, a lot of the players I drafted, I thought long term more than short term. There is a guy that I couldn't ignore because he kept falling. Like, I'll just grab him.
But before you ask me, what are the rules in that dynasty league? Do you league because there's some dynasty leagues that you keep a certain amount of players and then you could redraft like a few players, or now your team that you pick is like with you for a duration of time?
I don't know. That's a great question. I'm not sure. My mindset was you keep it for a longer duration of time. This is your team.
All right.
And we'll get back to Dolphin stuff, guys. Forgive me, and Heat, and we'll get all that. I just thought about this, so I wanted to tell it to Alex. So anyway, I had the 4th pick.
Okay.
So let me tell you the first 3 picks. Victor Wembanyama went 1. Luka went 2.
Okay.
Anthony Edwards went 3.
Okay.
So
the Joker.
Well, I had the 4th pick.
Okay.
I went Gilgeous-Alexander.
Okay.
I went Gilgeous. Joker went right after.
Right after? Yeah, I figure. He's going to go top 5. Okay.
So,
cool.
So, all right. So,
Good
my
pick.
second, so, it was, I think you call that snake, so it goes, we had 10 teams. So, I was 4th. So I went here, then it came back over here. I was looking there. I was like, I was like, I'm thinking about Chet. I was like, I'm going to get Chet, Holmgren. And then, like a young, you get but he didn't come. He got picked right before. So I ended up going with Sabonis. That was my second pick. Jaylen Williams from OKC I did get. That was my 3rd. Franz Wagner was my 4th from Orlando.
Yes.
So this is where I kind of went away from my strategy because I was like, he's still on there. I go, he's off the court a lot, but he's, I've been reading some good stuff on him prior to the season. I don't expect him long-term this season. Joel Embiid. I picked up Joel Embiid.
Okay. That's a safe pick there.
In the 5th round. Got him in the 5th round. I mean,
that's not bad.
I got Kuminga because we don't know what's going to happen with him. I got Kuminga with my next pick. Don't know if he's going to be in Miami, if he's going to be Chicago, but we know when he could get. He's a stat.
He'll be somewhere. He'll be somewhere.
But rebounds, defense, whatever. So then I went VJ Edgecombe from Philly.
Oh, look, that right there might be your best pick.
So I went a little. I was like with the rookies. I was like, I'm going to pick up a lot of rookies because But anyway, so VJ Edgecombe, I ended up getting him. I thought between him and Kobe White, but I ended up going Edgecombe, and then Kobe got picked right after that pick.
Yeah.
Porzingis, who's now in Atlanta. I picked up Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah, he's going to have a good year too.
I did pick up Derek White out of Boston. Picked him up, and just because Jason Tatum is going to be out next year, I think Derek White's going to have a bigger role. Maybe trading and have a big role anywhere else.
Yeah, his scoring is going to go up a little bit, and defensively, he's still obviously one of the top options.
Let's see here. Yeah. This guy played in Houston. Alex loved him coming out of the draft. Now he's in Washington. I think he's going to have a bigger role. It's a good spot from Cam Whitmore. Got Cam Whitmore.
Yes, sir.
DeMar DeRozan with the next pick.
Okay.
Zachary Rosa-Shear from Atlanta.
He's going to improve as well, and he had a decent rookie year.
So, this guy here, I went 305, just went their way, but I'll just say we know he got a little bit of heat from his coach. He came out better than ever. I expect a big year from him. I expect a long, great career. Khalil Ware. Khalil Ware.
That's not bad.
Nope.
That was like your 11th pick?
The 13th pick.
Wow. That's good value. That's a great value. I can't believe he actually fell all the way down there.
I was getting a lot of messages from people going, "Damn it, Bobby! I was just going to get this guy, guys. People don't even know are yelling at me."
Yeah.
Matas Bazelis. I'm butchering that
name.
Chicago.
Dude, that kid is a stud.
I got him
after Khalil Ware.
Yeah, 14th pick. Yep.
Dude, who are you drafting with, man?
Andrew Wiggins was my 15th pick. From Miami, Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah.
Now I went two rookies in a row here. I went Brooklyn's Edgar Demon, point guard.
He's good, very good.
Colin Murray Boyles from Toronto.
Yeah,
Kyle Filipski from Utah,
good as
the
well.
center.
Yeah.
Cedric Coward from Memphis.
Oh, that's the steal. That might be the steal of the draft.
Yep. Danny Wolf from Brooklyn.
Good as well.
Rasheer Fleming from Phoenix.
Rasheer Fleming. Don't even mention that name, man. That was
Pele Larson.
Nice.
Thomas Sober.
Okay.
OKC center.
Yes. Yeah.
Rookie.
Yeah. Rookie. He's gonna have.
Well,
he's gonna help Chet open up.
And they've been talking about, hey, Chet might not come back, or whatever. Something they talk about that kind of what's going to happen there. So does he take that role? But you're right. And then right now, the Carter Bryant was my second to last pick. San Antonio Spurs. I'm thinking longer term.
Yeah.
And so
damn. So you guys won 20 rounds.
25 picks.
25 picks. Holy shit.
The 25th pick is coming up. For my 25th pick is going to come up soon. And right now, who I have is Asankwa from Chicago. That's who I have for me in my queue. I have him lined up because I'm thinking about longer term. There's nobody really, so hopefully nobody grabs him. But anyway,
but right now, like he has the guy from Chicago in his queue.
Well, hopefully nobody's watching this show right now and screwing me over and taking Asankwa. Because I thought about Patrick Williams from Chicago, but the last few times, statistical wise, he hasn't been showing up too much. So I think Asankwa could probably take up that role.
He's going to be Patrick Williams probably be moved before he ever reaches his potential in Chicago. And but the star in Chicago is Bezelis. Yes. You got the star in Chicago. I
was happy. I was happy I got him, man. I was happy. Very quick, get to some Heat stuff. Because Damian Lillard went back to Portland. We're gonna talk about that in just a second.
Which is what?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
The fact, you always kind of felt that he was gonna go back to Portland some way. It felt very D Wade like when he left Miami. It felt wrong. How it ended. I was surprised that he went back to Portland with Cronin still in charge. But the fact that Cronin managed to pull this heist, he just got rid of a horrible contract in Damian Lillard and got back Damian Lillard for 3 years and $42 million, which I granted. People are going to be like, why is he doing that? Why is he signing to that? I'm like, do you realize that Milwaukee just got fleeced and they're paying Damian Lillard to go back to Portland because they stretch him, and that's the only way for them to be able to field a competitive team with Damian Lillard out? It's a storybook ending for him. He goes back to Portland. He's going to be beloved by fans. He's going to be able to mentor Scoot. I don't know up to what point because they still got Drew Holiday. So Drew Holiday, in my opinion, might be moved in season or after the season because there's no way Drew Holiday and Damian Lillard and Scoot Henderson are going to be in that backcourt. So there's going to be a contender that will pay top dollar for Drew Holiday in trade deadline season. But what a storybook ending. And we heard rumblings that he was interested in going back. Obviously, the only way for that to happen is you have to repair the relationship there and the trust. And I understand mistakes happen. People get into arguments, disagreements, and they can fix it. And believe it or not, Portland has a decent team. I know they're out in the West, but they have a pretty decent team. And honestly, you and I both can understand this. At a certain point in your life, well, for always, your kids are your top priority there. So he's going to be off for a year rehabbing. He wanted to go back home and be with his kids. And you cannot fault a man for that. I understand living in Miami's cool. LA, there was many winning opportunities. He got traded first and foremost, Milwaukee, a place that he did not want to go to. So in that aspect, I'm happy for him as a human being. And he got to choose where he wanted to go. And his heart was in Portland. His heart truly never left Portland. That was very D-Wade like.
And too, you may have think like I'm ready to leave. I did my thing here. I'm gone. And then you sometimes you realize like when you go out there, you're like, the grass is not always greener on the other side. I like Portland. That's where my home is built. That's where my home is where the family is.
Correct.
Not the four walls. It's not where
Correct.
you live. You could live in another place. That's my home. No, it's not. It's where your heart is. Where your family is. Your heart is. Like I said, I think I even said that earlier today to the kid. To the kids. It's not where the house is. Wherever you guys are, that's where home is. And so that's what he lived in. You can't fault him for that whatsoever. So shout out to Damian Lillard. And yeah, you got to give flowers, even though it's hard to do, to Cronin for being able to work that out. Because look what all the picks he got, and
Yeah.
and then you still got your star coming back, and
He acquired Holiday twice, bro. He's acquired Holiday twice, man. Like, it's not a bad move. I'm not gonna lie. It's not a bad move what he's done. But it's incredible that happened. You just see that in real time, you're like, nah, there's no way this actually
I
happened.
I had to
Like, there's no
I
way.
had to do like a triple check. I was like, "Are we serious? Is this just
Yeah.
freaking happen?"
Is this a
Uh,
fake shams again?
yeah,
Like,
I
what's
know.
going on?
God, dude. But you know what? All power to him.
Yeah.
See, Finn Sammy is in the house again. Finn Sammy will be Thursdays on FTSN for Finn's TV Plus with Eddie talking Dolphins. I'm so excited about welcoming Sammy to the FTSN family and branching out with Finn's TV. And again, guys, if you love the Dolphins, if you love amazing content, amazing people, go check out Finn's TV. Go subscribe to the channel. They kick ass. He kicks ass. And I mean, I am very humbled and grateful that someone like Sammy, one of the hardest working people in the room when it comes to content creation, one of the best guys in the Dolphins community, to to grace me with him to come on over and to trust me and FTSN to have his brain on there. I'm very excited to work with Sammy, not just work with him, but to hang with him and be a friend. He's been an awesome dude, and I'm just so excited and I'm humbled to have someone like him trust me and say, hey, I want to be a part of this, and it just means so much. So, Sammy, I'm excited, brother. I cannot wait. We'll catch up more soon. I know throughout this week as we prepare for an awesome Dolphins season and working on bringing out some great content for everyone out there. So, talking Miami Heat, there's been some talk back and forth with, what's going to happen in LA with LeBron. Are we set with Norman Powell? Does Andrew Wiggins get moved? Does he stay? A lot of people are watching the summer league. They overreact to every little thing. KJ doesn't look as good. He was a bust. Oh wait, no, he's actually good. Kelly Aware. Oh, he's what's all right. He doesn't care. This is Hassan Whiteside 2.0. Oh wait, no, he cares. It's just on and on and on. And so, Alex, I got to ask you, my man, the way this offseason has gone, what you've seen so far in summer league, your boy Pele Larson looking good. How are you feeling about your Miami Heat right now at this point in time? Do you really want to see another move, or would you rather just go straight up into the season with the way we are?
Well, currently the way we're structured and based on the expectations that you kind of see the development of the youth while still having the Norm Powell acquisition, which to me is one of the most essential acquisitions this offseason. You kind of see where their mind is as Spo and the coaching staff. They made an interesting point that one of the things that they wanted to identify was break down those fourth quarter collapses, because that's something that I mentioned in season as well. I understand our record was 37-45, I believe, but realistically, this team lost, I want to say 14 or 18 games where they had double-digit leads in the fourth quarter. I understand you're not going to win every single one of those, but let's say you win 10 of those games. That's a 10-game turnaround there. So this team wasn't as bad as his record showed. Granted, we acquired Wiggins. That was a late season adaptation to the offense. This team was equipped and built around the concept of Jimmy being your closer. Um, and then it just changed in the trade deadline. Well, it changed a little bit before when Jimmy started acting out, and then the move had to be made, which we understood. The way the team is structured currently, obviously, I think that it's a shoo-in. Obviously, Wiggins is going to be your starting small forward. It's going to be intriguing to see because there's various options in regards to the starting unit where it all comes down to how you stagger your lineups as a coach, as a staff. but there's a possibility if you start Norman Powell and Tyler Hero, where you might start Jovic and Bam next to Wiggins. There's also the option if you want to bring Norman Powell off the bench, where you start Davion Mitchell and Khalil Ware, and then you bring Jovic and Powell with Larson off the bench, and you're always going to stack Adebayo and Ware, and Adebayo and Jovic and Ware. So there's always going to be one big man out there. Would they make a move if the right move presented itself? Absolutely. And I think it's going to be very telling. I know LA is making a lot of moves. I think the next domino to fall is if Luka Doncic signs his extension. Because then if Luka signs his extension, then we kind of know where we're at in regards to 2026. Because if Luka does not sign his extension, there's going to be a lot of team maneuvering their books to become players for free agency in that coming year. Can we win with this current roster in this East? I believe we can. I believe right now there's probably two to three top teams locked in the East, whether it's Cleveland, Orlando, New York. Atlanta's going to be up there. I want to say Milwaukee we have to see how they come out of the gate because it's really a brand new team, and you got some older players, but all of a sudden you became one of the youngest teams in the NBA. So that's going to be interesting to watch. But Miami has the capability to surprise a lot of people this year because the team is equipped to be very, very depth oriented, where now you have two 39-40% three-point shooters on the floor, possibly at all times. I think the definition of Larson, Khalil Ware in the summer league after Khalil Ware was called out, you kind of see a more solidified role for Larson in this team. Like there is a role for Larson on this team. I understand it's still going to go to camp battle. You're still going to be with Jaquez. They're going to be battling for playing time, for positioning. Could there be another move that we don't expect? There's still a roster spot. I know the team wants to get under the salary cap to not be a repeater offender, which obviously you reset the taxes there. So it's going to be interesting to see how they fill that last roster spot, or if it's left open. I still believe that if the right move becomes available, there will be a consolidation trade in this aspect when it comes to money, the finances, where you trade one player making X amount of money and acquire maybe two players that make a little bit less. I still think the Chicago move is on the table, where you're sending Rozier and maybe a draft asset to acquire Vucevic, and that's your backup five. I still think there's options that I mentioned to Bobby even. I have this thing with Kobe White. If Luka signs his extension, I believe we can become players for Kobe White. I don't know why, but I keep looking at his game. I keep looking at our roster, and I'm like, okay, there's a move. Because right now, it's still obviously matching Kuminga. There's still going to be some interesting Kuminga. And I think if they could acquire Kuminga at the right price, they might look at it because he's 22. He's elite getting to the basket. I think he will mesh very well with this team. He could be a great defender on this team. So there's options there. But I would wait and see how. I'm not a big fan of taking this team into training camp if this is not kind of what you want. But unfortunately, you have to play the game, and that's the way it's going to fall to you. If there's no team that is making a move right now, you can still move Wiggins. Or you can move Wiggins to another team and get draft capital. Because until LeBron comes out and says, I want to be moved, I want to be traded, everybody's going to assume he's going to go to LA, he's going to retire after this year. But there is a plausible situation where he does not end up in LA and he gets moved. Because LA, yeah, it's building and they're getting depth, but if you notice, everything they're doing is really to build around Luka. Even the acquisition of Marcus Smart now. Luka needs to play next to a two-way guard, like, believe it or not, even a Bronny James. Bronny James could evolve into that role. But until Luka doesn't sign, the talk is going to be about 2026. Now the Lakers are positioning themselves for 2026 and then 2027 because that's when the Joker becomes available. If Joker doesn't sign his extension next year, it becomes available in 2027. So there are many options here And I know people saw Bam hanging out with Luca at the Jordan party in Greece, and the Bam's commercial now. Well, the Jordan commercial where Bam is part of it. The whole Jordan brand is part of it. Um, Relationships are important in the NBA. We all know this, but I think this team is young enough yet talented enough that there's going to be a direction. There's going to be a change in offensive philosophy. There's going to be a change in team philosophy. So we have certain players now that are dogs on this team. Something that we were missing last year. Even a Kashad Johnson. Obviously, we got Davion Mitchell from the start of training camp, which is key. We got Larson. Like this team, all of a sudden on paper, looks much tougher than last year's team. A team that is willing to fight. A team that is willing to go down and grind it out. So I'm looking forward to it. Even if this is how we go into training camp, I believe we have viable options for starting lineups, how you stagger your lineups, your depth pieces. There's many options this team has, and the potential is limitless. It really is. But if the right move presents itself, I would not doubt that they will move the pieces. They have certain untradables, in my opinion. But if the right move presents itself, obviously they're going to move Wiggins. They're dying to move Rozier, and now we're still pending. Which, by the way, the investigation on Rozier, if he's found guilty or he's suspended, Miami gets 50% off his salary off the books. So automatically, they're off the hook in regards to salary cap and all that. So they can use that money to sign another free agent. So that's going to be another interesting thing. A lot of things might be paused. And also, I'll be interested to see if the league investigates, if Charlotte knew that he was being investigated, will we get our draft compensation back as part of that deal? Where if he gets suspended for X amount of time or if he gets banned, do we get our draft compensation back because they knew ahead of time? And during the time that they made the deal, they were aware of the investigation and they did not disclose that information to Miami. So there's many situations there that when you see Miami quiet, there's things brewing behind the scenes. But like I said, with Miami, do not be surprised if a move is announced within a day or two of you not expecting anything. Just like we with Norman Powell, that came out of nowhere for every Miami Heat fan. We had no clue. We knew there was going to be a trade involved John Collins. Everybody thought John Collins to Miami, and then boom, we acquired Norman Powell. So I would not be surprised if anything, but I'm comfortable taking this team into training camp.
And I just want to say, again, the way this team is right now, like again, the Terry Rozier, I think that's going to eventually play itself out. I think that's eventually how we'll probably end up getting out of that deal is that situation. I don't see a team trading for him at all. I don't think if I'm a general manager, I'm not touching him. I'd be asking for draft compensation back to take his contract. So I think the only way we're going to get rid of Terry Rozier is if that situation plays itself out and he gets himself suspended or kicked out of the league. Andrew Wiggins, I think he's on this team until at least the trade deadline. I think Miami's comfortable with him remaining on this roster. And again, I think the roster as is, yeah, it's fun to entertain the idea of maybe LeBron or this guy or this guy. I think right now Miami as is, as long as health is, we're all healthy and good to go, 5th, 8th seed. I think the 8th seed is their floor, and the 5th seed is their ceiling. That's where I'm at with this team. I think Norman Powell is going to bring a lot to this team that people are going to be just as surprised as we were when we got him. I think people are going to be surprised with this Heat team going into next year with a lot of these guys going into their second year. KJ, what he might be able to do in his first year. I think a lot of people are going to be surprised with this Heat team, and I'm just excited to see what they could bring. I'm really happy with the way they look right now. But I'd like to see maybe Terry and Wiggins packaged for another player and who could help. I really like that LA deal. If it would have happened, I think it would have been really good.
Well, it's ideal. If we could get that deal, that's pretty simple for us.
It would be great. But again, I'm at this point where I think again the ceiling right now, I feel comfortable saying like, hey, I'll be 5th seed, the floor 8th seed, playing maybe. But I don't see this team being any worse off. I think it has the potential to be better than it was last year. I really do. And it's crazy to say that, but I really do feel good about this team. Talk about a team that's shocking everybody right now is the Miami Marlins. Alex, you were on with Russ on the Major League Baseball draft show. They got Arquette, They got a couple other good players that came off the board to Miami. But how about Stowers, man, and what Miami the Marlins have been able to do? What's the vibe down there in Doral and Miami for the Marlins right now?
Oh, dude, it's the stadium is popping again, man. There's actual fans going to the stadium to see this team. It's a young team. It's a fun team. And when you have something that I mentioned during the draft show, when you have a team that is young and has nothing to lose, the vibes, the potential is everything. And Q made a great point. When teams went on the road, when young teams went on the road, that shows strong unity, and that's only going to translate.
Yeah.
And this team started the team started exciting and young. Obviously, they go through the struggles. Young teams go through ups and downs. That's normal. That's part of the development. That's part of growth throughout sports, throughout human nature. Nature. That's when you're young, you're going to go through struggles, and you're going to come out on top eventually. This team has all the makings, and we're I believe we're going to be active on the trade deadline. We might move some pieces that people are going to be upset, but realistically, if you sit down and you analyze it and you dissect it, you shouldn't be. They might move Sandy Alcantara. They might move Cabrera. They're not going to move Stowers. They legit just said Stowers is off the table. So what does that mean? You have a building block there now. You have a building block there where if you can get him, Stowers might be the first player to agree to an extension, and then you're like, okay, this is what they're building. This is to me, this is a very similar build to the Houston Astros, where you had certain players starting to agree to long-term extensions after you start winning. And I think the front office sees that. I think the front office is going to value the fans going out there and seeing this product because they're like, okay, so if we win, the fans will come out. And it's by nature, by law, it's a win-win situation. If you win a winning product on the field, if the fans can finally trust a front office that, look, they delivered. We were upset with them, but Peter Bendix, everything he said, he's actually come through with it. He's like, we want to build long-term success for this franchise in all levels, from single A, double A, triple A, and major league level. We want to have a pipeline of talent. This is how we're going to do it. If someone explains it to you, yes, he's tearing down the old foundation. We get it. It's going to be upsetting. It's happened before. But if he legit has gone through every point that he spoke to you about, and he's hit on every single point, now people start believing it. Why? Because you're seeing the product. That doesn't mean we're going to make the playoffs. That doesn't mean we're going to win off the title this year, the World Series. But when you see it actually on the field and you see the winning product and you see the results, you're like, holy shit. This guy's actually doing what he said he was going to do. Now, the next step is commitment. Committing to those talent. You have the young talent. Commit. You might sacrifice some of that young talent to acquire another building block. That's okay. That's as well. So this trade deadline is going to be very telling in regards to the Marlins' future. But down here, everybody's excited. Everybody's talking about it. It's kind of, like I said, it kind of feels that the tide is turning like what the Panthers did a few years ago, where you were a little excited, but you were still that one trade away from becoming a real contender, and you started hitting on certain picks. So that's the feeling, man. And if it could be sustained success, dude, a lot of these young guys under team control for until 2030, 2031. So this is another situation where if you hit on everything right, you're going to miss a few. But if you hit on the majority, you have long-term success here in this market. You really do. If you can get this market to believe in baseball again, dude, it's gold.
There you go. So
yes, Elwood, your O's lost that trade, man. Yes, they did. Yep.
Thank you, Elwood. Thank you, O's. So now we're up at the hot chip challenge. Alex, you got that chip? You ready to go?
No, not yet, man. That's for Thursday.
You see, bro? Heck no, man. All right. Tell me you got a fish in the fridge. Tell me you at least got a fish in the fridge.
I got fish in the fridge. But they're going to stay there until they get cooked.
Tati told me after the show, like a couple days after the show, she's like, don't make him eat a raw fish.
He could die.
She's like, don't make him. I was like, dude, what? I said, what's up? I said,
you're not mad.
I've seen people do it all the time. Get a goldfish, buy that from the fish, right straight
goldfish.
up. Don't chew, just swallow.
Remember, I told you.
Yeah.
Where's Nemo? In my stomach?
in my stomach. I gotta send you that guy too on Facebook. I know you don't have a Facebook, but I think you could still see it.
Oh yeah, I'll try.
The cooking, the guy who, I mean, he goes to random countries and eats
And eats the weird foods.
oh yeah, like legit weird foods, like cockroaches and shit. And, I was like, I'll never do it, but it's hard for me not to watch it. Like it's just true, And he's eating raw fish. He'll catch it from the thing. I told you that he's caught him from the thing.
Yeah. You told me.
Sauce and just starts chewing.
Dude, I don't know, man. People are just insane.
I know, dude. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Like you have no idea what bacteria that fish might have.
No,
like what it could cause in your stomach, dude. Like there's
the thing is,
like food poisoning, bro.
but I'm not telling you go to the lake in Doral.
I know.
Fish. I'm telling you go to the market, buy the fish, and just chew on it.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
I mean, I don't know how better. I mean, at least it's got some preservatives or something in it.
Yeah, I don't know what's worse. I don't know. I really don't know at this point what's worse.
I know. You know what I had the other day that brought me way back to my broke college days was ramen noodles. I haven't had ramen noodles in a long time, and Audrey was finding something to eat, and Tristan, he was easy. Gave him some microwave because nobody was here. No, I'm not. That doesn't mean for you to come on the show. Stop it. Anyway.
I love ramen noodles, guys.
Okay, that's great, man.
Appreciate it, bud. Appreciate it.
Doesn't give me. It's not inviting you over.
So does every college student.
I know. Well, no, and Audrey's like, she's like, I want to have this. So I was like, all right, I'll make it for you. So I'm making it, and then and I said, you had this? Yeah, it's really good. And I'm like, and I'm smelling it. I haven't touched it in years. And she said, yeah, Mom made it for me the other day. And I'm like, I'm smelling. I'm like, oh man, and I remember like the little packet they give you with the chicken sauce powder. And there's beef in there. I'm not gonna eat beef noodle soup. That's disgusting. Chicken noodle soup. You know what I mean? Tati's like, oh, there's beef in there. I'm not touching that. But anyway, the chicken, and I remember going like, when I was, in college, I'd get the powder and, it's so good. But, and I pour it in there for her and I'm making it and I'm just remembering everything I'm smelling it. And I go, man, that's a little bit of powder in there. I go, and she goes, yeah, it's still good. I put some salt in there last time. And I said, you don't want salt. I said, hold on a second. So I go in there, I grab some adobo. I'm like, this is what you need. I put that over, start mixing it up. I go, here, and I sit it down at the table, and she's like, Daddy, Papa, it's so good.
Yeah.
I told you. I said, I told you.
You're welcome.
And I'm thinking like, okay, I'm gonna make myself maybe a burrito or something, one of these microwavable burritos. And then I go, nah, I'm gonna get myself a ramen noodle. Sorry, man, that was really good, dude. It was really good. I'm like, that brought me back. But yeah, man, dude, those were the broke college days. That's all I ate. Man. Ramen noodles. Yeah, there's the cup. There was the one you made. You remember that? You remember that because you would go to my house. You go to my apartment. You go, Bobby, that's all you got? Come on, we're going to Publix. We go to Publix.
Yeah.
Big ass meal. Charlie. Remember Charlie?
Remember, he made the Oreo cheesecake?
Yeah, man.
Oh, dude. I made pasta. He made the Oreo cheesecake, and we slept on recliners.
Yeah. That's right. But think about it. What's crazy?
It was fun, man. It was fun.
Those were the days, dude. Those were the days.
We were carefree.
Yeah, we were carefree. You never realize how crazy it is. One house, obviously the house you grew up in, the house that you hold dear no matter what.
Correct.
Obviously the one in East 10th Street, where we grew up, still there, still in the family. But I don't know if you know this, but my grandparents sold their house.
They sold their house in Melbourne?
They sold their house.
What?
Yes, they moved out this weekend. The family, Nikki and Dad and Mom went up there and helped them move. And yep, they've sold the house. So,
oh man,
think about those memories, bro.
Wow, dude, that is something I did not expect.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I found out later on. It just hasn't been in the forefront of me, But since I'm not.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's if you think about it, it's like think about all the memories that were.
Yes, there. Dude.
The pool and just going there and hanging out and the beach and they still live in Melbourne. They moved to the mainland. They're renting now. Nice little house they rented. They had to downsize. They're older now. My grandma can't do. My grandfather doesn't do it. He has to stay. He stays in the chair there. And my grandmother, she can't do the yard and all that anymore.
No. It's too much. It's too much.
It sucks. It sucks because it's like, damn, dude, that's a house that you really think about. Like, it's like, damn, dude, that memory's gone. You're not memory. The memory's not gone.
Yeah, it's
so It's like, yeah, man, I forgot. So that's crazy. That yeah, they sold the house, dude. It's gone.
Wow.
Yeah, it sucks,
I'm telling
man.
you, I was surprised. I thought the one on 10th Street would go before that one. To be
Yeah.
honest, yeah, I really did, man.
It sucks, man. Man, I wish that's one of that house. Like I always thought, like man, if I ever could get the money, I'd buy that house. But
That
it is what it is. It is
hey,
what it is.
as
Life
long as
goes
they're
on.
staying in Melbourne, Melbourne is a beautiful. For those people who haven't been to Melbourne, Melbourne is a
No, yeah,
beautiful
go
town.
to Melbourne and any Atlantic.
Beautiful town.
I'm still
A
going
lot
there.
of retired Major League Baseball players retire in Melbourne.
Oh, really? Oh, there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
Why wouldn't you, man? It's a great place to live, probably, and to rent, and
yeah.
or just stay there or visit. It's calm, it's quiet. But anyway, yeah. But my gosh, man, about the hour and 10 minutes in. Sorry, guys, for the late Sunday edition of East End Street Boys. I appreciate Alex for bearing with me and working with me on Thursday.
Anytime, brother. Anytime.
But yeah, man.
That's
Any
what we
other?
do.
That's what we do. But anything else, bro? Any final words? Final thoughts?
I'm just excited. When does training camp open for us tomorrow? Is it tomorrow or Tuesday for the Dolphins?
I don't know.
Damn.
It's out of my head right now.
Shit.
My memory sucks.
Well, I'm just excited. Obviously, excited for Marlins to continue to do. I'm going to try to catch some games. I know we might be able to go to some games in August against the Blue Jays, so I'm excited about that.
Nice.
But just trying to, just excited to see how Dolphins training camp starts, how the week goes, and obviously just summer's almost over for us. School's almost back, so I know enjoying the last couple weeks with the kids, getting them prepped. Now, obviously, you go back in school mode, buying uniforms, buying materials, and you're like, God damn it, man! I thought we were done, but we're done with one, but we still got one left. One is off to college, but we still got another one now going to middle school. So just exciting, man. And what you got cooking up this week?
Yeah, man. Oh, just inching closer and closer to 37. And
Yes, sir.
Audrey has some kind of orientation on Tuesday as she gets ready for middle school. So, because she was intermediate, now she's going to middle school.
Okay.
And so she'll be doing that. The kids don't go to school till August, beginning of August, I think. So yeah, man, just doing that, dude. Got a couple doctor's appointments, nothing really crazy, and just getting ready for continuing producing, creating content. FTSN, a lot of cool things brewing, a lot of cool things going on. Excited for that. So, just stay tuned, like and subscribe. Let's see. I think Tuesday we'll have Real Talk Fins Talk. I know Steve's on vacation, so Aging and Strong won't come on until I think in the start of August. He's traveling, but he did say he might be doing Real Talk Fins Talk from the road or wherever he's at. So
that's not bad.
No, hey, it's always cool. Actually, I love doing the show from a hotel room.
It's the best. It's the best.
So look out for that. Wednesday, we should have Caneswear coming back on. I believe On Deck with Russ Morgan should be back as well. Russ is traveling. It was his birthday yesterday, so happy birthday to Russ.
Happy birthday, Russ.
And happy birthday to Harrison. It was his birthday yesterday.
That's true.
Well.
19th, right?
Yeah, Harrison.
Oh, shit,
yeah,
today's the 20th. Happy birthday, bud, man.
Yeah, and he was traveling. He was in Baltimore. He had a boxing match. I got to see how he did. I think he posted.
Oh, I thought he was caviar fishing.
No, not caviar fishing. And then there's the dog. There's the dog.
Yeah,
Can't go an episode without the damn dog.
Yeah,
ain't that dog old yet?
No, man, he's only 5.
I think that's the time you need to,
go. You want to go night?
Shh, shh.
Just let it go. Just go. Walk into the light.
But yeah, and then what's it? Wednesday's Caneswear. Thursday, East End Street Boys will be back.
Whoop, whoop.
Normal time, regular time. And we'll right back into it. Fins Talk today with Fish Tank and me. We're going to be doing the Dolphins Ultimate Team. Who's that ultimate quarterback, that running back, the receivers? That's going to be the episode. That's the next Saturday we're going to do that.
That's nice.
It'll be a fun show. That'll be a fun one. So anyway, guys, we appreciate you all tuning in. We did not get the hot chip. We did not get the raw fish.
Thursday will be there.
So Thursday, watch it. Hot chip challenge. We'll be promoting the hell out of it.
Yes.
I'm going to get a picture of Alex like this.
Yeah,
so
just like that.
Graphic.
Whoa. Just please make sure it's holding like this, not like this. Just the chip. Thank you, buddy. Right there. Just chip right here. 2 fingers. Chip.
You ever seen Charles Barkley eat a churro?
Yeah.
How he knows how to eat a churro? just like that, Alex. Just like that. Well, wait, no, we can't. Wait. Stop. Rewind. So, Coldplay. We forgot to talk about Coldplay, Alex.
We gotta end it the right way, man.
Yo.
Look.
What the heck?
Like you mentioned, right? We don't condone it. But it's funny as hell that it happened.
No.
On a concert, on a kiss cam, on a hug cam, and reactions. You only in this day and age can you become an instant meme and lose your family and lose your job and half your worth all at once, man. Everything.
So, like I let me just say, like Tati says, honest opinion. My wife there in the comments, so everyone who's wondering there. So we saw that. She asked me, "Did you see what happened?" I say, "I saw what happened," and I said the same thing. I said the same thing as she did. I said, honestly, I don't condone it whatsoever. They're idiots, first of all.
Yeah.
But I mean, how stupid do you have to be? The smartest thing would have been is they don't know you. The smartest thing would have been is as soon as the camera hits you, and that's it. They would have turned the camera to someone else. Nobody would have said anything.
That's it.
No, not a chance. That's a live feed for the stadium. But because you reacted the way you did, it obviously got his attention. He went, oh. Either they're shy or they're having an affair.
Yeah.
Guess what happens? Goes all over social media. Now you've lost your job. Your family's in trouble. Both families are in trouble. You're a bunch of idiots. And of course he's at a suit. He wants to. He's threatening to sue Coldplay. What?
Why? You can't sue Coldplay, bro, for that.
Oh, you put people's faces on the screen. Have you never been to a game, to an arena?
It's on the fine prints on the tickets, by the way. Stupid. So like you're gonna get stuck, dude.
And now it's a running gag. I do at that part is like that sucks. Your worst moment got caught, and now it's all over because now you go to every stadium, every arena, and you watch.
Yeah, it's the Coldplay. It's the Coldplay. That's
it. It's the Coldplay cam. So it's here Tati's going deep here. She's going deep.
It is true. Yeah, it's your conscience. That's true. That was a natural reaction.
More will always defeat. Yeah. Right there.
That was a natural reaction. That's one of those. I hope the ground just swallows me.
But that's the thing, though. You're sitting there going, "Oh, who's gonna hurt? What's this? It's not hurting nobody." Blah, blah, blah. As soon as you drop to the floor like that guy did, and as soon as she turned like that, that showed how you really felt about it. That's how you should have known it was wrong.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's the point. As soon you knew. Oh my God! It's like, that's when you know.
You want to keep a relationship private? Don't go on a sweet box and start making out in the middle of a concert where you're going to be seen by multiple people. So, like, it just makes no sense to me. It's illogical.
And you have the teammate, the employee who just got hired with her. She's like this.
Oh no, but they confirmed that wasn't an employee. They already confirmed it.
Oh, I saw that they did. Yeah, I thought it was confirmed that it was an employee.
Oh no, well they came out
that she was hired on a few weeks after she was brought on, and she actually worked with her at another job and at another job.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
That's what I saw, but it don't matter. They're the guilty ones, but anyway, it is what it is. So
the Simpsons called it 10 years ago.
I bet they did. But anyway, it is what it is. We were supposed to talk to that earlier in the show, but I just thought we had to.
Yeah, we just completely forgot about that.
My goodness. We got into all the sports talk, but what a bunch of dummies. My goodness. If you would have just chilled out, nobody would have.
Just stay at home, dude. Just hang out. Go to a restaurant.
What are you doing, bro? You working and off. Like what?
Just cheat like in the good old days. Just don't worry about it.
But anyway, no, they said she could have been with them, but she doesn't work there.
Oh,
okay, there you go. They posted on there like this. So that's the thing too, because they're going, oh wait, why is he's a CEO? Why is he having to be put on leave? A board of directors,
affects your company.
It does. It's a bad look on your company. What are we hiring? Who are you hiring? Why did now now, as experienced as she may be, now the people start to question her experience and why she has a high up job. That sucks. That is what it is. It sucks.
No,
but again,
she's your chief HR employee.
She's your
chief
HR president. What are we doing here?
Yeah, and you're having an affair with the CEO of the company. There's conflict of interest there.
Yeah, it's bad. It was a bad thing. But anyway.
Oh man, good times
to them and for their families. But anyway, now we're gonna wrap that up.
Their ex families.
Oh gosh, well, Anyway, guys, appreciate it. We'll be back Thursday. Alex will eat it'll be called, it's usually the hot chip challenge. We're gonna the hot fish challenge. It's a raw fish with some spices in there. And yeah, he's gonna do that live, man. From the mouth to mouth, go in there.
What
would you rather do it from the tail?
Would you rather
No?
What are you talking about, dude?
Long ways? No?
Yeah, right. Sideways, long way.
Stuff it all in there. All right. Anyway. All right, guys. Appreciate you. Like and subscribe. Good night, Miami.
Peace.
We're done.
Gringos in the house. Straight out of Hialeah, no doubt. East 10th Street where we play out. Here we bring the Miami crowd. Alex, the boy with the B. Step into rhythm, feel the heat. Street vibes mixing with the Latin tree. In our flow, the two worlds meet.